Welcome to the Civil Reports weekly wrap-up, where we take a look at a few of the biggest stories that impacted the financial markets over the past week. On Monday, the Dow closed up 8 points. Investors proceeded with caution due to the geopolitical issues surrounding the markets, like more sanctions on Iran and the US-China trade negotiation. In other news, Eldorado Resorts agreed to buy Cesar's for $8.6 billion. Ulta Beauty and Sally Beauty Holdings stock took a hit after Amazon announced that they will be opening Amazon Professional Beauty Store. On Tuesday, the Dow fell 179 points. The gains from 2 weeks ago, when investors thought the Fed would lower rates, were being erased. The Fed's Jerome Powell stated the Fed would act as appropriate to sustain expansion and reiterated the central bank's independence. In other news, Abbvie confirmed its $63 billion purchase of Allergan. In earnings news, Micron beat EPS estimates by 26 cents and revenue estimates by $90 million. FedEx reported an EPS beat by 18 cents but missed revenue estimates by $50 million. In other FedEx news, the company is suing the U.S. Department of Commerce over the incident involving a misrouted Huawei package. On Wednesday, the Dow dropped 11 points, even after Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin stated the U.S. and China were about 90% of the way to a trade agreement. Even with the news, investors appeared to hold off on buying new investments. In earnings news, General Mills reported an EPS beat of 7 cents but a revenue miss of $80 million. PayChex missed EPS estimates by a penny but beat on revenue by $1 million. And Blackberry, do you remember them? They beat EPS estimates and revenue estimates by a penny and $2 million respectively. On Thursday, the markets were mixed. The S&P closed up 11 points, but the Dow closed down 10 points. Investors were still playing it conservatively as China and the US continued to work on a trade deal. In other news that moved the markets, Boeing shares sold off after another glitch was found in the software for the 737 MAX. The Fed stress test confirmed that the largest banks were well capitalized for the most part. JP Morgan and Capital One had to lower shareholder payouts to receive the Fed's approval. In earnings news, Nike missed EPS estimates by 4 cents but beat revenue estimates by $30 million. And Walgreens beat EPS estimates by 4 cents and revenue estimates by $70 million. On Friday, the Dow closed up 73 points. Investors were bullish ahead of the meeting between President Trump and Chinese officials. As we closed out the first half of the year, the S&P 500 posted its best 6-month performance since 1997. In other news that moved the markets, Apple announced that it will move its MacPro production to China. That makes sense. Also, Beyond Meat will be heading to the American Burger Company, giving the stock even more reasons to run. In earnings news, Constellation Brands beat EPS estimates by 15 cents and revenue estimates by $30 million. Overall, the markets were down on the week. Even with a strong Friday, the markets were unable to make up for losses earlier in the week. In crypto news, it's been a wild ride for Bitcoin over the past 7 days. After closing out last week below $10,000, Bitcoin went on a massive run, almost breaking $14,000. At the time of this recording, Bitcoin was trading at $12,229.78. Ethereum also experienced a big run up during the week, and it closed out our week at $309.09. Litecoin didn't experience the same bull run as Bitcoin and Ethereum and spent the last week trading down. It was trading at $119.78 at the time of this recording, and Ripple was trading at 41 cents, down 3 cents from last week. Crude oil closed up on the week at $58.20 per barrel, and gold, something we rarely follow, closed up on the week at $1,413.50 per ounce. Gold has been on a massive run in June. A big winner for the week was Chinese wealth management company PUYI Incorporated, which increased by 50% on the week. A big loser for the week was Hutchinson China Meditech Limited, which lost 23% of its value on the week. A weekly reminder that our latest quarterly newsletter is available at civilreport.com. If you're new to investing and need a place to start, or you're an experienced investor who needs a few investment ideas, we suggest you check it out. Also, a link to sign up to our weekend article In Focus is in the description below. Before you make a buy or sell decision, check out In Focus. Thanks again for checking out the Civil Reports weekly market wrap-up. This channel is dedicated to anyone who wants to start investing but doesn't know how or where to start. If you have any questions, ask in the comments section. Like and subscribe, and may your next investment be your best investment. See you next week.